Have you ever tried measuring something so small that a normal ruler just is not accurate enough? That is exactly where today's lesson comes in. Before we move forward, let's do a quick revision from our last lesson on measuring instruments. The Vernier caliper is used to measure smaller lengths, such as the diameter of a rod, the internal diameter of a tube, and the depth of a cavity or the thickness of a plate. The Vernier caliper have two scales, the main scale and the Vernier scale. The Vernier caliper has a reading accuracy of 0.01 centimeter or 0.1 millimeter. When a measurement is taken on a Vernier caliper, the reading of this measurement is in centimeters and it is in two decimal places. For example, 1.23 centimeter. Introduction to the micrometer screw gauge. The micrometer screw gauge is used to measure very small lengths with high accuracy. It is commonly used to measure the diameter of a wire, the thickness of a paper, the diameter of a small ball. Greater accuracy is required, so an instrument more accurate than the Vernier caliper is required. In this case, a micrometer screw gauge is used. We have a clear image of what the micrometer screw gauge looks like. Look carefully at this image. This image is clear. Also, we can clearly see the labeling of each part of the micrometer screw gauge. It's good we study this clear image and know the labeling of each part. A micrometer screw gauge is used for short readings between 0 and 2.5 centimeter. So when using a micrometer screw gauge, we use it to measure short, very short readings. And this short reading ranges from 0 to 2.5 centimeter. Also, the reading accuracy of the micrometer screw gauge is 0.001 centimeter or 0.1 millimeter. A micrometer screw gauge has two scales. Let's take note of this. A micrometer screw gauge has two scales. The first scale is called the main scale, and this main scale is located on the sleeve. The second scale is called the circular scale. It is also known as the Vernier scale, and this scale is located on the thimble. So a micrometer screw gauge has two scales, the main scale and the circular scale, which is also called the Vernier scale. Now, each division on the main scale is 1 millimeter, and the division on the Vernier scale is 0.01 millimeter. How to read micrometer screw gauge? The first step is that we turn the thimble until the object is firmly gripped. Secondly, we read or take the main scale reading on the sleeve in millimeter. Thirdly, we read the line on the circular scale that coincides with the line on the main scale. Number 4, we multiply the reading of the Vernier scale by the accuracy of the Vernier scale, which is 0.01 millimeters. Finally, we add the reading of the main scale and the Vernier scale together to obtain the results in millimeter. We have a clear example here. Example 1. We have a diagram very close to our interpretation. Looking clearly at this diagram, we want to read the main scale and then the Vernier scale and then add this up together. So from the diagram, looking at the main scale carefully, which is on the sleeve, we can see that our reading is 3.50 millimeters. Now, looking at the Vernier scale, that is where the Vernier scale coincides with the main scale. We can see that it's 27. Now, reading, we have to multiply the reading of the Vernier scale with the accuracy of the Vernier scale. Remember that the accuracy of the Vernier scale is 0.01. Now, our reading from the Vernier scale is 27. So 27 multiplied by 0.01 will give us 0.27 millimeters. Now, getting our required reading, we are going to add the main scale reading to the Vernier scale reading, which is 3.50 millimeter plus 0.27 millimeter, which will give us 3.77 millimeter. Remember, if you have any question on this, ask in the comment section and I will always be ready to answer your questions. In example 2, still from the diagram of the micrometer screw gauge, we have the main scale reading, which is on the sleeve, to be 7. You can see a blue arrow pointing this. 5, 6, 7 millimeters. Now, the Vernier scale reading, that is where the main scale coincides with the Vernier scale. We see that it's 38, counting 35, 36, 37, 38. Our blue arrow is showing that marking. Now, reading on the Vernier scale times the accuracy of the Vernier scale, which will give us 38 times 0.01 millimeters, which will be 0.38 millimeter. Now, our required reading will be the main scale reading plus the Vernier scale reading, which is 7.00 millimeters plus 0.38 millimeters, which will give us 7.38 millimeters. Do not forget to ask your questions. I am always ready to answer. Drop your questions in the comment section and I will answer. If this lesson helped you, like the video, share it with your classmates, and subscribe to Easy Physics with Omonye for more simple and clear physics lessons. See you in the next lesson. Bye.